maybe that shopping would be a surprising amount of your offers instead of when I first started, it was curbside, like pulling up to the curbside and picking up offers. But mainly, again, you'd get more of those shop and deliver, but they're good shop and deliver. It's easier, arguably, than other platforms, that there might be more commuting miles back to the Walmart or Sam's because that $10 2.5 mile offer is pretty good, right, on its own. But if you have to double that to come back, and if you're not daisy chaining, filling with any other gig apps to fill in those return miles, there's more commuting miles there. Now, that's a few things that I've learned after driving for Walmart Spark. But what about in 2026, a brand new Spark driver? That is exactly why I want to show you what our team member Phil discovered just getting access to Walmart Spark in the South Dallas, Texas marketplace. So for 2026, what new problems or same problems or tips and tricks, all that stuff, will Phil highlight if you plan on doing this side hustle app this year.
I have completed multiple Walmart Spark deliveries where I'm kind of getting to know, get a feel of a few things of what I like, what I don't like. And today we're going to actually discuss 7 things that I wish I knew before I actually started Walmart Spark. And if this is the first time seeing me, my name is Phil from Dasher Phil on the Your Driver Mike channel as a team contributor. Now, Walmart Spark is a side hustle where you can get paid making multiple different types of deliveries. And 3 of the main deliveries that I've been making has been the shop and deliver, curbside, and also package delivery, just to name those main few. But the one thing I really wish I would have known about was just the waiting list, how long it actually would take to actually get on the platform, because it actually took me months from the sign up process and to actually getting that notification, hey, you can begin to Spark. I'm like, wow, I almost forgot about you, because I know I felt like I've been forgotten. But when I finally got on that platform, I did not know nothing from Adam of what these orders even look like. So that's a number 2 thing that I would really like to have known of what these orders actually look like. Because there was orders such as just for me. Then you also get these first come, first serve, where these things are just pretty much dropping down for any Spark person to pick out. Now, when it comes to those orders where it's just for you, you actually get a decent amount of time, such as like 1 minute, where you can actually try to figure out from the miles to money ratio, for the money to time ratio, how many items they're in there, and then the quantity. I didn't know you can actually find the quantity of it, because you first got to hit that little arrow in the corner to see a whole new world of information that it has for you. I'm just like, really? Now I know. But the orders just for me, man, I really love, because it gives you time to actually evaluate it, really. But those first come, first serve, if it's a really good offer, especially high paying than the miles and money, and if it's near you, those things are not going to last long. So if you just scroll just for a second, it just might be gone because someone else is going to get it. Then there was the question, well, what type of orders do I even select? Well, still pretty much the same thing that we've been talking about. Looking for those orders that's $2 plus per mile, $1.75 per mile. And if it's not really busy, maybe even $1.50. But for me personally, it seems like sometimes these orders always just take an hour. So I'm usually looking for something actually just pays me at least at a minimum of $20 an hour. Because when I found myself actually taking some orders as like $14, $15, it still might be about 4 miles. Money and miles ratio is there. Time ratio, it might say 38 minutes. But a lot of the times, it's taking a little bit longer. So am I like just a slow shopper, which I shouldn't be a slow shopper, as I'm so used to actually shopping for my own family. But whatever the case is, sometimes it can stretch out to 45, 50 minutes. Then I got to make my way back. Then you might as well say that's an hour, because then you still got to go ahead and get another offer. Then it has to be good enough for you to actually select it. So that's kind of why I'm usually say at least a $20 minimum for me, unless it's slow or unless a little bit of this or that, where I might take a $17 or $18 offer, as long as the money, miles, time ratio is all in effect. Then when I actually get to the store, you have to make sure you're in the right area, because there might be some Walmarts such as this. It says we've changed how offers are prioritized near stores. And at this particular Walmart, there were 2 different locations for pickups. I'm like, seriously? Because if you're not in their little green zone, it's not even going to qualify you that you're even there. And likewise with the customer, if you're not within that little green zone, you can't drop the products off. So it's just like, man. And yeah, it looks like a decent amount of radius, but when they have a long driveway and they have like a drop-off box for you to drop it off around their fence area, well, then you got problems. And that did happen on my first day. I'm like, seriously, come on now. Luckily, it was like the very last package I had to drop off. Then another thing that I learned, there's a couple different types of shopping orders. Like this is not just a regular one. This is an express shopping order where you have like X amount of time, such as maybe like 2 hours, just to get all the products that's actually on that order. And I know this one says 11 for 4.1 miles. It says quoted 20 minutes. I don't know if I even took that one, because even though the miles and money and the time is all right, I'm not sure if I took this one. You have the express shopping, and you also have just the regular shopping where you're not strapped for time as much. And this offer that I did take, the $23.19, 4.8 miles, 43 minutes. It has really great money to miles ratio, even time ratio. I believe I got all this within around that 50-minute mark. And this was 2 different drop-offs. And when you have 2 different drop-offs, you're actually shopping for customer A and customer B. And I always separated those things inside my cart. Most of the times, I was able to put like the smallest order right there on the top and the biggest order right there in the biggest part of the cart. And the times where I actually had to have some multiple big items, I might use the bottom of the cart as well. However you can actually separate that, the better. Because one of the things you don't want to do is get it all mixed up. But when you have completed your shopping, you're going to see this glorious thing right here where it says you're done shopping. I always love seeing this little blue screen. So I can go ahead and hit continue. And I can tell you what, the checkout process was a trip. I thought I was going to have to scan every item. Literally, that's what I thought in the very beginning. But here we just have one barcode. I'm like, that's awesome. Because after you scan that barcode, there's going to be some times where it's going to have an associate just kind of check your basket. They usually just scan like 3 different items and then you're done. And sometimes you don't even get that notification. But after that, you can just go ahead and bag the items. I'm just like, how wonderful is that? Then when you actually get everything in your car, you take it to the customer. And another great little tool is having a wagon, especially if you have some of those bigger items like the waters. But you can get a lot more than just waters and the sodas in there. You can get a lot, if not everything that you need in there, and just wheel it on behind you. Trust me, it makes life so much easier. That's why I just love my little blue wagon. And the next thing I did not really quite understand in the very beginning was incentive pay. And one of the first incentive pays I saw in my area was like earn extra $12 after 3 qualifying trips. But here's the thing and the example here that blew my mind, because when I looked at an offer and it said multi-trip incentive, I was thinking, am I getting more than one incentive off of this? Because maybe there's 2 stops. That was what I was thinking, but that's not what happened, and it never will happen. But it is important to actually see that little green little box where it says multi-trip incentive, just so it will count as a delivery. Because if it's not there, it's not going to count, and you're going to keep on spinning your wheels. But then you're going to be in between of thinking, should I chase this incentive pay and maybe go to maybe a place where I don't want to go to? Well, you're going to have to figure that out if it's worth it for the money to miles ratio, money to time ratio. You're going to have to balance it out and see if it actually works, because every market is different. And here is probably my 7th or 8th thing that I wish I would have known. So I feel like I threw a bonus one in there, was knowing, hey, you don't actually get all your money on that day, because the tips won't show up till the next day, because customers can take tip away. So you can even get tip baited, which is like they might show that they're giving $10, but when they actually receive the item, they have time to actually remove the tip. Where they remove half of it, part of it, or all of it, it can still happen. And I was like, oh, but so far, so good. No one has actually taken the tip away. And I hope you receive value out of this video. So if you would, if you haven't already, hit that like button and see us in the next video.